Hi, I'm Dan Galpin, and I'm here with Florina Muntenescu here at Google. And Florina, what do you focus on in your role as developer advocate?
So I'm focused on architecture components, Kotlin, and text, all in Android, of course.
What made you choose to work on Android over other technologies or life paths?
I started working as a mobile developer because of how fast it was to see the results of my work. I was writing a few lines of code and I already had the app in my hands ready to use. And then for Android specifically, there's one thing I love the most, and that is the community. So Android has always been open source, and this mindset spread to its users also. That's why we have so many open source libraries and sample apps. And in general, we have so many developers that are sharing their knowledge with the world, may it be with articles, with talks, or with Stack Overflow. Thank you.
It's obvious you're a big fan of Room. Why are you so excited about it?
Well, it's simple. It's because of how easy and less error-prone it is to work with a database. Before Room existed, we would just work with the SQLite API, and there you had to write a lot of boilerplate code. You would have to manually handle the creation of the database, all the object mapping, and all of these things are handled automatically by Room for you. So then less code, less errors.
Is there a feature in Room that you were particularly fond of?
So actually the feature that pretty much sold me about using Room is the migrations. So what that is, whenever you're modifying the data that you're saving in the database, for example, you're adding a new column or you're renaming a column, then you need to tell the database how to handle that. So you need to implement a migration. So before Room, that tended to be a bit hard to implement, but most importantly, it was very hard to test. And that's why I kept on having the feeling that I'm diffusing a bomb that can explode in the hands of my user at any time. But with Room, it's easier to implement migrations, and most of all, it's easy to test them.
Are there situations where Room is not the answer?
Yes, we do have a few features that we're not supporting. And for example, one of them is having an encrypted database. That's something we don't have yet.
I know that your focus is working with external developers. How did external developers help shape the development of Room?
Actually, we started working with external developers even before releasing the first version of the library, because we wanted to make sure that we're building something that developers really need, that the basic features that they wanted are in. So one example for this is RxJava support. RxJava is quite a popular library in the Android community. Therefore, having queries that use RxJava was quite an obvious choice.
What is the most challenging part of advocating for a product like Room?
Well, having to actually stop talking about it at one point. Usually the talks are 45 minutes, and after that, I'm being kicked out of the stage.
All right, well, thank you so much, Florina. And once again, we're here with Florina talking about Room.